Now, people across the country are closely watching a Supreme Court case, and this isn't talking about Obamacare here. This is going on right now. It's involving a popular retailer, Abercrombie and Fitch, and a battle here with a young Muslim job applicant. Now, Samantha Ilof, she's a young Muslim American who wears a hijab. Now, it's a headscarf here. You can see an example right there. She says she didn't get the job at Abercrombie store in Oklahoma because she wears a scarf. Now, Abercrombie said for their part that the scarf does not coincide with its look policy and that all employees are prohibited from wearing headgear. Now, the plaintiff says that she was discriminated against because she, in fact, is Muslim. And tonight we're going to step away from the religious implications involved in this case and dive into a more broader issue. Where should the line be drawn when it comes to employee image versus employer preference? And again, I think we could say if somebody decided to wear a yarmulke or a headscarf there, or somebody or a Sikh was wearing a turban or something, there's a distinction, I think, with a difference. And we've seen other case law where a police officer, for example, won his case because, and what I want to do is take the religious exemptions out here. And I want to get into, in each of your walks of life, and I'll start with you, if part of your job is image, presentation, and giving client comfort here that if there was, whether crisis management or helping in a campaign, that you will be able to present the best face for either that campaign or that client. You have a terrific employee, body of work that's beyond reproach. All of a sudden they show up in a mohawk, okay? Do you want this person going up to Albany or whatever and making the case for your firm here, and you don't have another job that you can put them in, and you tell them, listen, you can't do anything, grow your hair back here, and they say, no, this is me, from me going forward, I'm going to be Mr. T Jr., right? What do?
I think you find somebody else. I think the answer is no. I think, and I hate to say that because it's so open to abuse. And I think on the religious element, it's clear you don't want to do the French model.
Religious is easy. I think this is tougher on this thing. For a for-profit company where revenue's how it's generated and image is
they'll deny it, but of course, you don't want the crazy unattractive bartender or there's a reason you walk into restaurants and there's beautiful young girls as hostesses. I mean, there's a reason for that. They want that image out there. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I think the businesses have the right. But if you go down the line, the extension of that, it could certainly walk into really bad territory. So
You'll end up having people, bearded men in purple ties.
It could happen. It could actually happen.
On
television.
Terrible.
Time out. You're not exempt from that, counselor. As a barrister, okay.
Terrible.
Let's say you hire an associate.
Yeah.
She's terrific. All of a sudden, she comes in a month later, and she's she's getting ready to do important trial work for you. She's got a neck tattoo here from one all the way to the other. You really think that that's the best face your firm's going to want for her to have in court? Come on.
If my clients have a brain in their head, which they obviously would have, having come to us in the first place,
no doubt,
they would have they wanted the best possible advocate. Look.
No, I'm not going to let you move off that fast. You need jurors, as you know, will base their decisions and verdicts will come down in part on the person who will present.
This is a generational issue. And it's just like gay marriage, where everyone said, no, it'll never change. The younger you are, the less concerned people are with looks. And they are willing to accept them, in the words of Dr. King, for the content of their character.
But should the Yankees be able to wear beards? I mean, the Yankees ban beards.
Well, that's the easiest of them. Yeah. Of course they should. But the better question is, do I want to walk into a restaurant and have you come up and say, sir, can I get you a table?
I'll give you a great seat by the kitchen.
There we go.
Wait, Dominic, time out. The Rockettes have a rule as to how long the legs have to be of all the dancers, the body weight that they're allowed to. And it works that way. Hooters, I'm sorry, I don't see too many 350-pounders here in the short red tights and the tank tops. Businesses employ people that they believe will maximize their opportunity for revenue and to help them to create a brand, right? The same Abercrombie and Fitch, they got shirtless guys out in front here to try and bring people into the stores. So my point is, you're an employer right now, Dominic, or even in the business of television, right? All of a sudden, a person that's going to be on TV, a young lady wants to shave her head, right? That you would think might have an impact on ratings or not. You know how the business works. Is freedom of expression, does it come with limits depending on your job? If even if you're competent, if you're trying to get the most amount of either
And you got to tell the truth.
customers.
Why do I feel like everybody's looking at me to see what the black guy is gonna say?
No.
It's a shade that.
Yeah.
See, I have to be sensitive on this one, Richard, because in
Why
many
start now?
No, because in many of these businesses, they would say, for example, a financial firm, we don't want the brother, handling the money and doesn't send a good message. We know the stereotypes.
You're ribbing us on this one because you're not really seriously looking at the
Okay,
issue.
but now, I'm going to answer the question right now. So it's my TV station.
Yeah.
You're going to look plain Jane to build my ratings and make me money. And if you're not doing that, you're not going to be on my TV
This is what-
station.
this is-
And I'll do
this
you
is
one
the
better.
model?
And I'll do you one better. If I've got to get rid of you, I'm not going to be so blatant and stupid to tell you the real reason.
exactly.
I'm going to get rid of you for something else.
Okay, hold on. I got one more, Andrew, and this goes for both of you.
Give him a good one,
No,
please.
this is a
Yeah,
tough
rip
one.
him too.
Post 9/11, in a post 9/11 New York. Let's say we always have translators that we'll see, and sometimes SNL will do skits when they get ornate or whatever. Let's say the translator is wearing that same headscarf that we just saw for that young woman at Abercrombie and Finch, and there was the news that we saw today where ISIS was planning an attack or whatever else. Do you put that person in front of the camera and have them commute the messaging?
No.
You don't.
And no, but there's a difference. Look, Dominic and I, as TV professionals, we don't know what you are. We're sort of treated we're in a similar group as a performer would be. Like if I'm casting a movie or casting a play that calls for a specific role type, somebody can't sue me and say, well, I'm not in that role type, but I want to be considered for it. You're allowed to make those qualifications.
You're not going to be the lead in Raisin in the Sun.
There is a whole
guess.
movement of unconventional casting.
No, but
Oh,
shows.
and who would know about unconventional beyond you? But
I think that was a compliment.
But it's,
I'd take it back.
take it as you will. But the question is, does like an Abercrombie and Fitch, is that a performer essentially for them, and does their business model based on that? What about a cocktail waitress at a casino? Many of whom are actually contracted as models.
They used to say the same thing for stewardess, for steward eye.
That's correct.
Okay.
And you're not allowed to call them. You call them that
But
anymore.
nobody's
Flight
buying-
attendants, by
nobody's
the way.
buying a plane ticket
I got to
based on
jump
what
to a
the
break here.
stewardesses
You're
look
looking
like.
at
We'll
the
keep this
past.
debate going
Turn
here,
around
but
and face the
talk
future.
about a segue
Run
here.
like Dominic.
When we come back here, if you're a fan of the Ramones, and I certainly am, you're going to hear from Marky Ramone, drummer of that seminal group here, member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Let's talk to RFL about his many challenges and many successes. Stay with us.